Alright, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to The King's Speech. So like mentioned, I've been back from hiatus, trying to get caught up on some Shonen Jump stuff this weekend. So getting around to Spy Family, Kaiju number 8, and Goku Rakugai chapters this weekend. And then I'll hopefully get caught up with the Kane Banashi by next weekend. Read-throughs will be back sometime in October if everything goes well. Hopefully I'll be fully re-energized by then. Apart from that, like I mentioned in the other videos, I have a new recording software I'm trying out, as well as a new camera angle. So let me know if both of those things there are issues with. If you don't like it, if you don't like the camera angle, let me know. If there's any issues with the video recording software, with any kind of video lag or sound lag, let me know, because that's issues I had with my old computer. But the new one is much better. It's got a much better graphics card, everything else like that. So there shouldn't be any issues, but there is. Please do let me know. Like I mentioned, next week, once I get back to trying to do regularly reacting to Shonen Jump stuff again, I will get my tablet back. Right now it's just out of charge. But I'll start using that to kind of showcase what panels and stuff I'm looking at, especially if I want to point out something in particular I liked or not. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it with Spy Family Mission 104 by Tetsuya Endo. Translation by Casey Lowe and lettering by Rina Mappa. It looks like we're getting another Damien goes on an adventure chapter arc. As you have a boss man, come on, as you have at the National Library. And he's like, what? He's like, we're finally on break from school. We ought to go out and play, not spend it holed up in the library. Let me look. It's been so long I cannot remember what his flunkies' names are. Give me a second here. Give me a second. I know it's Emil and Ewan, but I can't remember which one is which. Okay, so Emil is a bowl cut and Ewan's the other one. Yeah, so Ewan is the one who's like, oh, we're finally on break from school. So you study way too hard. And Emil's like, I want to go have an adventure. It's like, shut up. And you see I assume the librarian coming by going, boys, the library's a place for quiet study. It's like, but Damien's being unreasonable. And you see the librarian just put like a stack of books next to him with, I bought you some old tomes that I found in storage, Mr. Desmond. Like, thank you very much. It's a chronicle of the South Annals of the Meteran Empire. Aren't you the diligent reader? He's like, oh, I love this sort of thing. Besides, I want to maintain my top rank in history and the stella that come with it. And Emil's like, just looking at these books makes me drowsy. So what's wrong with you? You say you want adventure? Well, here it is. Look, this ancient culture once flourished in the southern part of our continent. It's like, but that's like ancient history. He's like, he's right. We should be living for today. We should be going on adventures of our own. It's like, there was a treasure hunting boom. Oh, so the librarian goes, there was a treasure hunting boom for a while after the war. And they're like, treasure hunting? It's like, probably due to wartime advances in aircraft technology. Rumors are flying all over about mysterious ruins being photographed by the military or spotted by pilots and such. Suddenly, everyone was a Twitter about buried treasure and lost secrets of antiquity and such. He's like, ooh, wow. He's like, what a bunch of morons. It's like, take a look at this article from back then. The Eden Academy Archaeology team launched an excavation in an unexplored region. A student who joined them won a Stella Star for his discovery of an earthenware shard. And you have caption, pottery found, as you have like him hoisting it up. And you see Damien just looking like, woo! The next one, you have them all decked out in like archaeological gear. You have no running moths to Damien, you could hurt yourself. It's like, to the Stella historic ruins! And you have Desmond Butler going, I'm sure this wasn't how any of us were hoping to spend our vacations. You have the Elman Butler and the Eggeberg Butler being like, tell me about it. It's like, hey boss man, is the direction we impulsively started running the right one? He's like, no idea. And he's just laying out like a little blanket and sitting down. It's like, maybe we should catch our breaths and check the books. It's like, yeah, good call. It's like, you might have done that before we left. It's like, don't get the library books dirty. And you have, according to this book, the temple at the center of the capital city, a mountain to the east, and the sun at sunrise are all aligned on the day of the spring equinox. It's like, so then we just need to head that way. It's like, but it's autumn now, and the sun rose hours ago, so... It's like, let's go anyway. There's got to be the mountain to the east. If we go west of that, we're sure to find something. It's like, yeah! It's like, boss man, slow down. And you have a dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. And you have one of the other butlers going, do you really think that book is reliable? And Damien's butler's like, I wonder. This area did draw a lot of interest during the treasure boom, but... It's like, well, it's not our place to tell them it's hopeless. Let's play along till they're satisfied, shall we? Oh, fucking Christ, of course. Of course. I have a perfect title for this video now. It's like, I'm telling you, Jeeves, you coddle that boy too much. And you see him, like, exploring. He's, like, walking through, like, this little hollowed out, like, trunk and, like, climbing up these mountains, like, crossing over this rope bridge. And you have a, look out, Master Damien! As the butler just throws an acorn at a snake and knocks it out with a hiss. He's like, eek, a venomous snake! It's like, you okay there, boss man? He's like, no! There's a snake and bugs are everywhere! This is why I didn't want to come here! And Jeeves is like, worry not, Master Damien. I will lay down my own life if necessary to protect you. He's like, if you hate it that much, do you want to go home? He's like, no, we can't go back. I mean, we haven't found anything yet. It would sully the Desmond name if I were to go back now. I'm not returning without Estella. It's like, perhaps we should stop for a meal then? It's like, yeah! And you see a chop, 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 chop. I was like chopping up what I assume is a leek. I see the butler just like kidding out like all these chefs' hats, just like cooking up a meal. And you have a monk-style edible plant sauteed with foraged truffles and wild-caught venison. Like, that sounds great! Fucking rich kids. And Emil's like, now that our bellies are full, let's resume our expedition. And Damien's like, but I don't understand what's wrong. Not a single clue has led us to anything. It's like, in terms of both stamina and time, we've got 2 to 3 hours left in us tops. He's like, I don't care if it takes us all night or even all day tomorrow. I'm not going back until we find something. Excuse me. I'm like, what? But that's too dangerous. I want to sleep on my own soft bed tonight. To hell with that. You're the ones who said you wanted adventure. It's like, Master Damien, it is the duty of those who stand above to hear the voices of those below. It's like, gah. And they're like, those below? It's like, what do I do? I'm not even close to earning a Stella Star. It's like, think, Damien, think. Put yourselves in the shoes of a king of antiquity. Where would you build your capital? Accomplish that and the path will open before you. He goes, he's like taking deep breaths in and out. He's like, oh, boss man. He's doing like a whole pose, like, inner peace. He's like, Damien? He's like, I am not he. I am a king of antiquity. He's like, oh, a king of antiquity has descended into Damien's body. This guy, I'm brimming with the energy of the sun. It's like, I expect no less, my king. And the butler's like, I don't recall you being taught the art of kingcraft, Master Damien. It's like, this way. I can sense the vibration of light coming from this way. It's like, I would follow you anywhere, my king. It's like, good grief. It's walking along. The spider drops out on his shoulder and he just starts freaking out, thrashing everyone with like, it's like His Majesty's performing an ancient ritual. It's like an ancient tongue. He's like, ah! He's just like running away, and you see Jeeves just running behind him with, don't run, sir, you could hurt yourself, as he flicks the spider off him with a twig. He's like, I want to go home, I hate this, I want to go home right now. It's like, that's not the way home, sir. Like, Master Damien, those who stand above must never allow their weaknesses to be witnessed by those below. So they don't want to stand above. I don't want me still. You see, as he's running with like his arms just like shaking his arms, he trips and falls with, my king! It's like, you must arise, sir, of your own power. It's like, my king, are you hurt? Joe, huh? No, what? What the fuck is this, bro? And you see them looking at like this giant, like, bulbous shaped flower with like, I'm sorry, it looks like, I don't know what the fuck this is supposed to be. It has like a little like long little string like coming out the top. It's like, whoa, what the heck is that giant flower? It's like, you did it, my king, you've discovered a new species. It's like, you'll get a Stella for this for sure, your majesty. It's like, guys, I'm not a king anymore. And is this even really a flower? It's not like the entrance to a hidden temple or something? And Jeeves like, this is in fact one of the world's largest flowers. I believe it's called a Gishkorin. It's also known as a witch's crib. I'm afraid it is not any sort of new discovery, but it's certainly a rare sight to see a specimen this large. I'm sure if you brought back some pictures, the teachers and scholars of the botany department would be delighted. And he's like, that's not going to be worth a Stella. And Emil's like, it's still an incredible discovery. Amazing work, Damien. And you see Ewan just like, clack, clack. He's taking some pictures of it. And as they're driving back to the Christ, fucking rich guys, to their separate helicopters. Yeah, whew, I'm exhausted. And you have the pilot going, "What would you like for dinner, Master Damien?" So let's just hit up a restaurant when we get back to Berlin. And Jeeves is like, "There are currently no members of your family staying at the mansion, if that's what you're worried about." It's like, huh? It's like, "I never said I didn't want to go home." It's like, "Forgive me, sir. It just seems as though you're always finding reasons not to." It's like, "You always worry about the weirdest things. Stop it. Besides, it's not like I'm the one who's avoiding them." "Oh my, are you certain about that? In that case, perhaps I'll call your dear mother and request that she cook you dinner again." It's like, "Don't! I'm telling you, leave it alone!" It's like, "Oh, and we absolutely must show the pictures of the plant you took today to dear Master Demetrius. I doubt even he has ever seen so grand a flower. His eyes are likely to bulge right out of their sockets." It's like, "When don't my brother's eyes look like they're bulging out of their sockets?" It's like, "Wait a minute. You're not blabbing weird stuff to my mother again, are you?" It's like, "Weird stuff? Such as?" It's like talking to her about the Forger girl. So are you referring to the intimate dance you share with young Miss Forger at the end of term party? Or how about how long you agonized over what to wear that same occasion? It's like, "God, tell me you didn't tell her that." It's like, "I can't quite recall." It's like, "Jeeves, please try to get Master Damien to settle down before we crash." Alright. So again, not really much to say. I guess quick thoughts on the chapter. Not really much to say. It was another, Damien and co go out for an adventure. But in that vein, it was really super adorable. So it's been so long, I forgot that Damien has a whole interest in history. But I guess that's gonna be something his father I'm guessing his interest will have been because of his father. I'm still writing. I can't remember what was it, Apple or the old guys that they met that are the new neighbors of Damien's family. I'm still writing the angle that they're related to him somehow, but I can't remember if his specialty was his language, right? Yeah. So apart from that, it was very adorable seeing them just super excited, all gung-ho, being like, "Yeah, let's just run into the forest." And they'd be like, "Hey, are we going in the right direction?" And then Damien just freaking out. He's like, once they ask him, having the whole thing, you think he'd be super excited. He's like, "No, I don't want to. I just want to be an academic. I don't want to be in the field researcher." So it's just very stereotypical little kids, something he thinks is fun once he actually goes and does realize it's not as fun as he thought it would be. So that was really adorable. Apart from that, not too much more to say. Jeeves being the butler with the ridiculous name was hilarious. Apart from that, I hope we get to see a little bit more of his interactions with his family, because I'm still very curious what the hell Melinda's whole deal is with him. So I'm hoping we get a little bit more of that sooner rather than later. Adorable little chapter, but I'm hoping we dive into the next arc relatively soonish. So like I mentioned, some Shonen Jump stuff will be out this weekend. The rest of it that I don't cover this week will be out next weekend. Read-throughs will hopefully be back sometime at the start of October. As always, if you like this content, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Till next time, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.